The Quran has a great deal to say about the patriarchs and the prophets sent to previous peoples, especially to the Israelites. But in telling its version of these stories, sometimes the narrative is very similar to the Bible and sometimes it's radically different. And I want to explore why this might be the case with the help of this book, the Bible in Arabic. The Bible is both in the Quran and not in the Quran. That is to say, it has virtually no textual presence. He says virtually because arguably there is a single verse from a psalm that is quoted in the Quran. That is to say, it has virtually no textual presence, but the selective presence of an interpreted Bible in Islamic scripture is undeniable. And the selection process involved in the inclusion of biblical reminiscences in the Quran, according to the hypothesis advanced here, is one determined by the Quran's own distinctive prophetology. That is to say, recollections of biblical patriarchs and prophets and references to the earlier scriptures that tell their stories appear as integral components of the Quran's advancement of its own prophetic message. And what is more, the Quran is corrective of and even polemical towards the earlier readings of the scripture people, that's Jews and Christians, to the point that it can even accuse Jews of distorting the scripture of God sent to them. And then he gives some quotes from the Quran. This dimension of the Quran's reprise of the Bible bespeaks the opening of a new book altogether in the growing library of books on the interpreted Bible. Or perhaps it bespeaks not so much a new book as a corrected alternative scripture, one that recalls the Tanakh and the Bible, but ultimately rejects them in the forms in which Jews and Christians actually have them. It is no wonder then that for the later Muslim scholars there was, for the most part, little interest over the centuries in the Bible as the Jews or Christians actually have it. The Quran has made it irrelevant, which is very, very interesting. What my own personal analogy for this, he talks about this dimension of the Quran's reprise of the Bible bespeaks the opening of a new book, or perhaps it bespeaks not so much a new book as a corrected alternative scripture. What we're looking at, to use a very different analogy, is like you're updating your software from particularly a software computer that may have just about worked, but nevertheless was riddled with problems and distortions. And you came along and you replaced it with an acey-pacey software system. I'm not mentioning Apple here,